Mensah Bonsu, the two leaders of the House, two whips, the Clerk of Parliament, and other officials of the parliamentary service. And now let's do some court stories where the Supreme Court has dismissed an application by the Speaker of Parliament asking the court to vacate its ruling that holds the Speaker's declaration of 4 seats in Parliament vacant. In a ruling Wednesday, a 5-member panel of court held that the Speaker's application amounts to a misinformation and misapprehension of the law. According to the court, the Speaker's submission that the court had no jurisdiction in the matter was misconceived because the matter in question was a clear case of constitutional misinterpretation. The court held that it is therefore misinformation and misapprehension of law for the applicant to represent that the Supreme Court has a jurisdiction to give interpretation on provision of the Constitution that has attracted two different meanings.
The 1992 Constitution, that the most fundamental and hallowed right of every Ghanaian that the 1992 Constitution gives and jealously guards is that when anyone, including the President and Vice President, is embarking on an act, on any act that violates any provision of the Constitution, or if anyone is of the considered opinion that any law or rule enacted by any legislative body breaches the Constitution, that person can run to the Supreme Court for enforcement of the Constitution. That person does not even need to be directly affected by that act or law. This Supreme Court regularly exercises this original and exclusive jurisdiction for citizens of this country. Second, Article 130 provides, 131, subject to the jurisdiction of the High Court in the enforcement of the fundamental human rights and freedoms as provided in Article 33 of this Constitution, the Supreme Court shall have exclusive original jurisdiction and in A, all matters relating to the enforcement or interpretation of this Constitution. All matters arising as to whether an enactment was made in excess of the powers conferred on Parliament or any other authority.
And now the Vice President and Chairman of the Ghana Police Council, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has called on the Ghana Police Service to ensure a peaceful, transparent and incident-free general election in this December election. Speaking at a commissioning ceremony for 430 newly promoted officers to the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police at the National Police Training School in Accra on Wednesday, October 30, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia emphasized the crucial role the police play in upholding democracy and maintaining public trust. Dr. Bawumia commended the police for their dedication in managing previous election, noting their contribution to maintaining peace and stability. Derek Kumikisiedu has more.
Speaking at the commissioning ceremony for 430 newly promoted officers to the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police (ASP) at the National Police Training School in Accra on Wednesday, October 30, 2024, Dr. Bawumia emphasized the vital role in which the police play in safeguarding Ghana's democracy and maintaining public trust. Recognizing the police past successes in managing electoral security, Dr. Bawumia commended their commitment to preserving stability. However, he warned against complacency, urging the force to remain vigilant amid rising security concerns and political tensions.
So that we have been here and done it before. Since 1992, we have succeeded in organizing election after election, and this year's election will be no different. We as a nation have become good at it. With the police at the center of our election security task force, we are assured of a successful 2024 general election. However, we must not be complacent and rest on our previous achievements, for every election presents its own nuanced situation. We are, however, confident of the professionalism of the police. Police is always at the center of elections security in Ghana, and it is important that officers act responsibly.
He emphasized the need for neutrality, fairness, and responsible conduct, citing the positive performance of the Ghana Police Service during recent voters' registration and exhibition exercise as a template for the upcoming elections.
The neutral, fair and firm election policing that we have witnessed in before should be reasons for optimism. The good conduct of officers during the recent voter registration and exhibition exercises also provide a great blueprint and confidence for the main elections. Ghana Police Service, you have done it before, and we are counting on you to do it again. By maintaining high professional standards in the discharge of your duties, you are setting the perfect tone for the nation to follow in delivering a peaceful and incident-free general election.
Dr. Bawumia also highlighted the government's ongoing investment in police training, logistics, and equipment, asserting that these resources are vital for enhancing the service's ability to manage both electoral security and general law enforcement.
In addition to these projects, government has supported the police to create 8 additional police regions, bringing the total police regions to 25. My special greetings to the regional commanders here present. The establishment of FPUs, over 180 bases have been set up across the country to respond to emergencies. The setting up of the Police Emergency Medical Intervention Fund with seed money of $1 million aimed at providing emergency medical attention anywhere in the world for any police officer in such need has also been established.
And still on election security, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who doubles as the chair of the Ghana Police Council, commended the Akufo-Addo Dampara's-led administration of the Ghana Police Service for professionally handling the recent anti-Galamsey protest organized by the Democracy Hub. According to him, the Dampara-led administration performed better than the previous police administration under former President Mahama's regime, where protesters of the pressure group Occupy Ghana were being brutalized by voicing out their frustrations.
International best practice. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me commend the police administration for the high levels of police professionalism that we see lately and have taken for granted. It was not always like this. Gone are the days when the police were the butt of everyone's jokes for unprofessional conduct. I watched in amazement as the Ghana Police Service, under extreme provocation from recent demonstrators, maintained their discipline and professionalism. It was not so long ago. We have long memories. Need I remind some Ghanaians?
Let's do some politics. Well, the presidential candidate of the National Democracy Congress, NDC John Dramani Mahama has called out Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia to answer the 5 questions on the economy he posed to him and desist from hiding behind some 50 questions and a debate to avoid the questions. Mr. Mahama emphasized that a debate was unnecessary for Dr. Bawumia to address these questions, which he believes are crucial for Ghana. Addressing a rally at Veligu in the northern region on Wednesday, October 30, 2024, Mr. Mahama called out the Vice President for evading the issues by responding with 50 questions, linking it to a kindergarten kid lightning to a kindergarten reciting a newly learned rhyme. He stressed that the economy was the central concern in this election, referencing Bill Clinton's 1992 campaign phrase, "It's the economy."
You see, when we were in nursery school, we used to learn what they call nursery rhymes. And that one, you just have to learn it by heart. Even when you are sleeping, you should be able to repeat it. So if you remember, ba ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Then we had Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Those nursery rhymes. I woke up this morning and I saw 50 questions to me. It looks like our Vice President has just learned those things in the 50 questions the way we used to learn ba ba, black sheep, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Because I asked you 5 simple questions on the economy. That's all. Simple questions that Ghanaians want you to answer. You go and respond with how many compost plants, did you build, how many this did you build. That is not what the issue is in Ghana today. Let me take you down memory lane. In 1992, there was an election in America. It was between Bill Clinton and George Bush Sr. At that time, the American economy was in recession, the way the Ghanaian economy is in crisis today. And people were talking about immigration, talking about all kinds of useless things. You know what the Clinton people said? It is about the economy, stupid. Today, I'm repeating those words. This election is about the economy, stupid. It's not about all those other useless things about who built how many compost plants. Answer the 5 simple questions.
Away from that, let's go straight to the Upper East region, where a young man identified as Tahiru Dambala has been confirmed dead in the latest outbreak of violence in Boko in the Upper East region of Ghana. Dambala, a local Forest Bureau trader, was traveling between communities within Boko when he was fatally caught in the crossfire of a gun battle that erupted in the area. This incident raises the death toll to 17, including 7 women, since the conflict re-emerged last Friday. The ongoing violence has forced the closure of schools and major businesses as the escalating tension poses a threat to lives and livelihoods. The long-standing Boko conflict reignited following the return of a rival chief, Alhaji Seidu Abagri, who had been in exile. Away from that, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has officially launched the Go Ride that's Ghana's first locally developed ride-hauling mobile application created through a partnership with the Ghana Private Road Transport Union. Go Ride is designed to empower Ghanaian taxi drivers who have faced increasing competition from foreign-owned digital transportation platforms. The launch event held in Accra yesterday highlighted the app's mission to support local drivers by offering fairer conditions and sustainable alternative to international ride-hailing services. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia emphasized the Go Ride is part of a larger governmental strategy to empower local businesses.
Data with you. To put this in perspective, because sometimes people don't quite get what we are doing. Say, oh, Vice President is launching an app. it's sort of like an app. What has that got to do with the economy? Then you look at a company like Uber, which is an app for ride hailing, right? What is the value of Uber? I checked yesterday the most recent value for Uber, this app. That is $163 billion. $163 billion US dollars. That's the value of Uber. What is Ghana's total GDP, the total value of our economy? Ghana. What is Ghana? $75 billion. The total value of Ghana's economy, 75 billion US dollars. Uber, one company, has a value of $163 billion. Twice the whole of Ghana's economy. From one app, they've built a value of...
Meanwhile, Deputy Transport Minister Hassan Tampoli has stated that there is no justification for increasing transport fares amid discussions among some transport unions, including the Concerned Drivers Association, about a potential price hike. Speaking at the launch of the Go Right app, Tampoli addressed these concerns, emphasizing that current conditions indicate a possible reduction in transport fares rather than an increase.
We heard some noises coming from drivers' union about the threatened increase in lorry fares. I want to say here unequivocally that there's no basis for any such increase in lorry fares between now and the next 6 months. The leadership are here and they know what we do, the triggers that would arise in increase lorry fares. Nothing of that sort has happened. And indeed, as at this morning, Ghana is one of 9 countries that have prices of petrol below $1. And in West Africa, we have only 3 countries out of the 15 countries. Needless to say, Nigeria will be there, Liberia, and the next country is Ghana. So the prices that we have in Ghana is one of the lowest anywhere in the world. We are rivaling countries like Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, Angola, Sudan. All of these countries are...
And that's all for the bulletin this morning here on ABC Headlines. My name is Eric.